Yes guys, welcome back to the Talking Rangers YouTube channel for another video. The hours last night gave me no choice but to dust off the camera and bring you a match review. I'm not even sure I can actually say another video because I've not really done any videos to put this video with to make it another video. But nevertheless, let's get straight into it. An emphatic victory last night. And I've just been sitting here bathing in the glory of a brilliant evening down at the Den. No better place to start. Let's start with the lineups. We saw Tyler Roberts come in to replace Lyndon Dykes, who dropped to the bench. And we also saw Dickey out, and he was replaced by Balogun for his first full start. We also saw Tim come in, I think replacing Dazelle, to make his full debut as well. Some good performances through the lot. I think Balogun was fantastic. A really good full debut for him. Bearing in mind, he last played a proper game. He last played some form of a football match in Scotland. I think it was a cup final. So how much you can take from that as a game of football, I'm not too sure. But nevertheless, I think we can come on to him in just a little bit. I thought he was fantastic, really authoritative. Surprised me the ball at his feet as well. It was a couple of nice little turns. It was quite cute in possession. So I think he could be a really good addition, adding some better balance in terms of age and experience into the side. So let's kind of talk about that. I think Tim was a kind of an interesting one. I think it took him a little bit of time to settle into the game. He's not really played at that maybe intensity. Playing a lot of reserve and under 23 sort of football. I know he's had a couple of cameos in Aston Villa shirt, more in pre-season. So I think it took him a little bit of time, a couple of loose passes, but I think he grew into the game. But you can tell there's a player there. He's a very, very talented central midfielder who can do a lot between both boxes, I feel. So I think that could be quite a nice sort of shrewd signing. It is interesting because what does that mean for the development of Dazelle, our asset? You know, straight away he's come in and replaced Dazelle. We've probably got no real chance of signing Tim. I'm not even going to, do you know what? I'm not even going to attempt to try his surname, I don't think, for the remainder of the season. I'm just going to go with Tim. But yeah, what are the knock-on effects for some of those younger players trying to get into the side? I think Amos could even, I mean, I really rate Amos, but, you know, when Amos comes back, is Dazelle going to get a look in? I know it's a long season, the fixtures come thick and fast, so you end up getting injuries, but nevertheless, a good signing, and I was kind of pleased with his performance. But for me, Balogun, I thought was brilliant. Called in probably at late notice. Actually, no, I did hear Bill say that last Friday, Dickey was out. They tried to keep it on the hush coming into the game, but really, really impressed with Balogun. I think there's definitely a good player there. Yes, more short term. We're not going to sell him on in a year's time, or he's not going to grow into be this, this brilliant asset for us. But he's going to fill the gaps. And I was thinking about this earlier. When all four of our centre halves are fit, who do you even pick? Dickey, Dunn, Balogun, and Jake Clark-Salter. They're fantastic options at this level. And I think maybe, given all four are back, you could start to see a 3/5 at the back. You've even got Masterson on the bench as well there. So you've got really good depth now in the centre of defence. So let's start off with the goals. Willock's goal. Some really nice play. I think it started with Dieng. It's played out. It's gone wide. Chair's come inside. Roberts has had a nice few touches. It's gone back to Chair. Chair's hit it straight into Willock. Willock's let it run across his body, swift it to his right foot, and just bends it into that bottom corner. Really well worked. I think we've scored the most goals from outside the box in the whole of the English league. So that's quite impressive. But then that does have some repercussions for XG. I think our XG is really low in the Championship. I know that splits some people XG, but yeah, we've got a lot of goals from outside the box, which shows the quality of our forward players, but maybe shows that we're not really getting in good areas. And maybe we need to work on our crossing and delivery and player positioning when it comes to getting the ball in wide areas. Yeah, I don't think, and that's why I think Dykes is struggling to put the ball in the back of the net, really, because I don't really think the delivery into the box and maybe trying to set him up and get him into good areas, really facilitated in this style of play with Chair and Willock constantly moving and trying to create opportunities from outside the box, which they've been so fruitful at. But food for thought, possibly. And I think Roberts coming in to start, I don't think he's a number 9. I don't think he should start as the number 9, as the pinnacle of the side. I don't think he offers enough in terms of maybe physicality or ability to hold the ball up and bring other players into play. And this is where you kind of split. And I was talking about this last night. You have a scale. You've got on this right side, you could have poacher, Charlie Austin. Okay, maybe a little bit harsh to say he doesn't do a lot in play, but if we look last season, he doesn't do an awful lot in play. Yes, he can maybe hold the ball up once in a while and spread it wide, but he doesn't do what a Lyndon Dykes can do. So you put Charlie Austin on this scale of proven goal scorer, brilliant positional awareness and movement. He brings you goals, but I don't think he offers a lot in terms of other aspects of the game. If you look on the other end of the scale, you've got a Lyndon Dykes. He's not a proven goal scorer in terms of how fruitful he can be as a poacher. And you kind of got two different players. And I think Lyndon Dykes does so much of the other side, creating space for other players, his movement, his link-up play. He came on off the bench to replace Roberts, and I think he won 4 out of 4 aerial duels, and that was really impressive. And I just think Lyndon Dykes, yes, if you change your mindset, when we signed him from Livingston, they never had a player in the Scottish League that scored bags of goals. He got bags of assists, and I think that's in a way our mindset and perception of Dykes needs to change a little bit. He's not going to be the man that's going to get you 20, 25 goals a season. He's a man that can really give a platform and an opportunity for Dykes and Chair, for Willock and Chair to go beyond, get in good areas, make space, almost decoy runs and bring that ball down. And he's just that outlet that I don't think Roberts provided for us. Might maybe struggle to get the ball maybe in better areas in the first half, maybe up to the point when Roberts came off. I think Milwall were quite surprising. I think one thing that really stood out for me was trying to switch the ball so often and just massively overhitting the ball. How many times did they hit the ball out of play? I think they looked poor, but I think we were quite imposing. I think we just played really well, and there was nobody last night that had a bad game. Everyone played really, really well. Talked about in the podcast last week, the fullbacks are making an astronomical difference to this side. They've changed us. They've revolutionised our side. And I think for a Beale system, the fullbacks are so influential. So influential. Kenneth Powell. Wow. You look at the bloke. He looks like he's 5'4", but he can leap. That man can jump. I was a little bit skeptical. I think you look good in pre-season. I think the first couple of games I was a little bit skeptical. Don't really think, he kind of was that imposing. Didn't maybe offer too much going forward. And of course that was expected coming from the Dutch league and the pace, the physicality, the intensity and the tempo of the Championship. But last night he absolutely owned it. And let's not throw any shade. Ethan Laird was tremendous, and I think he's been tremendous. He's taken to the Championship a little bit quicker than Kenneth Powell, but they're both at a position now where they offer so much, and they're solid defensively as well. Two brilliant assets. Sadly, one is our asset, and one isn't in terms of Ethan Laird. I don't think, I think he has a future at Manchester United. I think he's a really, really promising player. One man that I think deserved all the plaudits last night was Stefan Johansen. I've been very critical of him. Maybe in you can even say the last 12 months. I think last season he was poor. There's been a couple of glimpses this season as to what he can do. Can he get back to Johansen that we signed on loan? A couple of seasons ago? But his work rate yesterday was infectious. He was hunting down Millwall. He looked intelligent on the ball. Confident, he was combative. I think that was the Stefan Johansen that we'd hoped for and we hope to see more of. And hopefully we will see more of that, and hopefully that is something that he can kind of bring to the side on a regular basis, because he can really do well in that position. And I was really pleased to see him kind of get back to more the heights that we know and the performances that he's capable of. And Balogun, again, I was really pleased with Balogun. What do you got? Get in the comments. What do you make of Balogun's debut? Like, he didn't set the world alight. He's not going to revolutionise the side. But for a free transfer to shore up that back line, bring in some experience, I thought he was tidy. I thought he did everything asked of him. Yes, he didn't go and do a dickie and run past 4 players and stick it in the top corner. It was a solid centre-half performance. And especially coming up against a Millwall side that were just pummeling balls into the box all night long. And I think you come away from that with a clean sheet, which is the first of this season. That kind of blew my mind a little bit last night when I actually thought we haven't had a clean sheet all season. Really did surprise me, because I think we have had performances that are probably warranted a clean sheet, and hopefully we can keep that a little bit tighter now, because we can score goals, but we've just leaked too many goals that have kind of cancelled out our attacking prowess, you could say, and leaving us coming away from games with maybe not the points or the reward that maybe we could have deserved. But what a platform that is. But we can't get too strung up on that. We've got another game on Saturday. Huddersfield at home. I can't wait to get back down to Loftus Road. It feels like there's something building a little bit here. Yes, that's just one performance. Yes, that's just one game. It's just 3 points. We've got to move quickly to Huddersfield now. And I think we're going to get better. I think you've still got players to come back. You've still got Amos to come back. You've still got Salter to come back. You've still got Taylor Richards to come back, which Beale really believes in, and that will add depth. An interesting quantity as well, I think, is Bacauley Bomb. How hungry is he to succeed at QPR this season? Armstrong didn't make the bench last night. There's players there. And I think you keep Chair and Willock fit, and this season could go anywhere. I'm still a bit bamboozled just that nobody even tried to tempt our hand in letting Willock go. That's 5 goals in 6 games from your number 10. That's really impressive. Really impressive. And I think it's nice to just have some positivity. And what brings that positivity is this unknown quantity of Mick Beale. We don't know what he's capable of. He's still learning on the job. This is his first, 9 games into the season. This is his first 9 games he's ever managed a side himself. So just bear that a little bit in mind when you come to manage expectation. But we've got to enjoy those victories when they come. I think I went last season and it was just dire. We really didn't turn up against Millwall, but that was very, very enjoyable last night. And one I think remember for a good while, because we've owed them. We needed to do the dirty over them, and that really was. I think how I'll end this is it was a complete performance. Everybody that even started, came off the bench, was really hungry last night. There was hunger, there was desire, and I think there was also intelligence in the way we managed the game. And I think that's something that maybe we haven't had in previous seasons. There was composure, especially when it came to keeping that clean sheet. So what a fantastic victory. One that will provide a platform, hopefully, that we can kick off from come Saturday and get a little bit of a run together to build some momentum. And you don't know. And I think this side is capable of so much, but there is some unknown quantities in there that could come. We're going to get injuries. There seems to be more depth now. The one thing that does worry me is depth in fullback areas. We've seen how influential they are to us in games like this, in being so strong defensively, but so powerful in attack, giving pace in wide areas, good delivery, overlapping runs. That those 2 fullbacks do it all. But I just worry that if one of those gets injured, especially Kenneth, you've got Nico to come in, which worries me. Probably doesn't epitomise the situation enough. But yes, that wraps up the 2-0 victory against Millwall. That's my review. That's my thoughts. Let me know if anything I've missed, anything you disagree with, anything you agree with anything I've said. But really looking forward to to Huddersfield on Saturday, getting back to Loftus Road and trying to build upon that fantastic victory last night. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're still with us now, 15 minutes on, I've been rambling, but it's good to talk QPR on this channel again. Going to try and get more regular with it. You'll see some more content soon. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch you later.